across the 40, stays on his feet, cuts it back. Marion Brown, another kickoff return for a touchdown.
Look out, there goes two, no flags. Touchdown.
Howard in trouble.
Incomplete. And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world.
Time coming off. Howard's going to run for it. Time runs out, and that'll do it.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. They storm the field at Austin.
He handed it off to Love, who stays on his feet. Love is in the end zone. Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Week Zero podcast. I am your host, Connor, otherwise known as Top Left Box. But right now, I'm just the top box. Below me is Ryan Fravel, connoisseur of all things Notre Dame, a St. Louis Cardinals fan as well, and a Denver Broncos fan. So your fandom's all over the place. It's inconsistent as hell, and it doesn't make sense. So unfortunately, we don't have the rest of our fellow lovely members of our panel here for the first of our breakdowns of the conferences. I think we are now, I saw something, we are 8 weeks away from football.
8 Saturdays.
8 Saturdays. Tomorrow will be 2 months until football.
Less than 50 days until week 0.
50 days. So we'll be doing the Power 5 conference or the Power 4 conferences, I guess. Maybe we'll do the Mountain West as a fifth one. I don't.
Maybe do a G5 like we could.
Maybe. How are we going to do a G5 when the you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's too many
I don't know. It's hard to figure out what we're going to do. But we'll at least do the main 4 conferences. And then I don't know what that'll take 4 or 5 weeks. Then we have another 3 weeks to figure out what to do in the meantime. Maybe one of those would definitely be like we'll just do preseason predictions for everything. And maybe give what's our hottest predictions, hottest hot takes that we have before the season starts. Of course, I'm sure Ryan is very happy or sad that time away from playing some college football 26 is his play time is being interrupted, right, Ryan?
No, it's actually been good because now I get to take a mental break from deciding to rebuild Akron.
Oh, I was about to ask what school you were rebuilding.
So this year, a newer thing they added was they have the star ratings for each school.
Yep.
Akron is one of 2 teams out of 135
with a 1 star.
They're a half star.
Oh man!
And so I have a 60 overall team, and me deciding to be, hey, it's going to be like last year where it's easy to recruit. I decided to schedule Alabama week 1, Notre Dame week 2, Illinois week 3.
Oh right, I forgot you could change. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough, but I never could figure out how to properly. Or maybe I did it one time, but I had to change your schedule too much. So how is it going? Did you get kicked in the face?
Well, I got beat by 70 by Alabama on Heisman difficulty.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. I was about to ask. I mean,
my starting quarterback.
I will. When I'm starting any new sports game like that, I'll start off on whatever the medium difficulty is to get used to the game, and then I'll start bumping it up as well. I feel like most people will do that unless you're because for me, I've never been the best with Madden or any game like that with the particularly making the changes to the personnel or to during the play, the actual changes you can make to your formations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never actually been good at that. I'm sure you probably noticed that when we were playing together in Oregon last year. I would always just kind of go with what I did and with whatever play I chose and maybe make one change. And then I'm like, here's Lucas, and I would just see him make a bunch of different changes really quickly. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. So I'm super casual with it. I'm just like, put me on, whatever the maybe third highest or like medium difficulty is. Let me just smack the shit out of these players. Let me go out of these teams. Let me go undefeated with my South Alabama. What was I last year? Oh, no, I was Southern Miss last year.
Yes.
So,
no, for me, it was like, dude, I have no ill will towards Akron. This game makes me hate Akron. So I hope to God they go 0-12 this year and they get beat by 70.
So how long did you last on? Are you still trying to rebuild Akron?
I'm still doing it. But they made it now. They made it now where recruiting's harder. So if you lose games and you get blown out, kids will just lock you out of their recruitment. So when I got
interesting.
When I got beat by
70, because I'm guessing it used to be. I never could figure out how to make it to where you could get like a 5-star. I never got any. I would get an occasional 5-star, 4-star, but I never was able to figure out or never really looked into it how to get a top 1 or 2 total class. You know what I mean? I never got.
You have to just really max out your points and everything like that.
That was probably it. Probably. Your actual coach points and stuff like that. Oh, that's it. I mean, I think that's what I did. Or sorry, I never fully maxed it out, but I'm sure after 10 years or something, I'm sure you'd be at the point where you could do that. But it wouldn't.
But I'm also sitting there trying to recruit kids, and they have grades now, and everything for Akron is F. So, hey, I can coach you on playing time. Oh, well, your campus facilities are garbage. You're full trying to get kids to come out in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, to play for the.
What was the worst ACC team you saw?
I think it was Stanford.
Gotcha. Yeah, was VT like a 2-star, like 3?
You guys are like a 3-star. 3-star.
Oh, 3-star. Okay, that's not that bad. I thought they were like 2.5. They would be like super mid, which makes sense. So
you guys have C pluses across the board for everything.
Oh, we did. See,
stadium atmosphere is I think an A, but everything else is.
I mean, that's about the only thing that we have going for ourselves right now, especially now that we have Enter Sandman in the game.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so after I got beat 70-0 by Alabama, half my kids on my recruiting board just said,
"Nope."
Nah.
Okay, we've been at it for 9 minutes and we still haven't gotten to this. So this is the ACC. This is the tier maker. This includes Notre Dame. So this includes Ryan's team. Obviously, Notre Dame has a partial ACC team.
We're a part-time member.
You're a part-time member. You play 5 ACC teams every single year, plus whatever other teams you want to schedule. Obviously, you usually have the Notre Dame, or not the Notre Dame. You always have the Navy game.
Stanford, who's now an ACC team.
Do you not have USC anymore? Is that done?
Well, this is the last year.
Blame
USC for it. Blame USC.
No, they just didn't want to keep losing to you guys. That's probably why.
Yeah, they don't want to keep getting their ass beat. I get it.
So meanwhile, Navy's like, we'll take that money. We'll happily take that, and then we'll get the occasional scare. We'll put the occasional scare into you guys every so often, and then occasionally they will beat you guys.
Once every blue moon.
I was going to say once every 4 years or so, but now that they've ended the streak. But anyway. So we'll be doing that. I also have the FBS schedule, so we'll be looking very quickly at each team. We'll probably I just want to do an alphabetical order the way this has it. Okay. So Boston College. So Boston College. Can you pull up there's what they're staying? Do you have the standings for last year?
I can. Hold on a second.
Maybe I can do that. Should have been more prepared for this.
Yes, we should have. So they finished, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They were 9th in the conference last year. Okay. 6-7. Or 7-6.
7-6. Okay, 7-6. I remember VT kind of beat them handily last year in Boston College. And then they've lost their Thomas Castellanos. He's now at Florida State. They had also lost their defensive coordinator before last year. He became the defensive coordinator for the Packers. I think they're gonna still. I don't know how they're gonna do like their schedule. I'll share this tab real quick. We'll be going back and forth. I apologize. if anyone's watching is kind of confused. So they have Fordham. They're at Michigan State, at Stanford, Cal, at Pitt, Clemson, UConn, at Louisville. Then they have you guys, Notre Dame, SMU, Georgia Tech, Syracuse. So that's a tough. Other than UConn, and even UConn was better last year. This stretch right here of like 5 games right in the middle of the schedule is pretty tough.
Even Syracuse at the end of it. Like that.
Yeah, Syracuse was good last year. Georgia Tech I've been seeing as high as like the 4th or 5th best team from some people. So this UConn was a much improved team last year. I think they made a bowl game last year. I mean, Boston College obviously made one too, but like this entire end of the season could very well be a gauntlet for them.
They could very easily could not win another game after the Clemson after the
Pick game.
The Cal game. Like they realistically could not win another game.
I mean, do you even see them going like 4-0 in these games, or do you think they could lose one of these games?
If they want to make a bowl game, you have to go 4-0. And
then they would have to beat Pitt and hope they can beat UConn at the very least.
Yes. Yeah.
So with that being said, I think we'll be bouncing back and forth. I think BC, maybe 13 to 15 right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're a 4
to
team.
As you can see, it's 1 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 9. So it's going to be left to right. So, BC here, say we put Cal here, just for example, that would be, BC would be 13, Cal would be 14, if that makes sense to people.
Yeah.
So that's how we see it. Good thing is now I can kind of bounce. I can just click on teams' names and just go straight to them for teams. Cal.
And also, we'll be revisiting after we get these kind of in their spot. We'll revisit and kind of re-rank from there.
Yeah. So Cal is we got maybe a Pac-12 after dark, but in the ACC game to start the season off.
Bill O'Brien's going to take BC to the next level this year. I don't know, man. With that schedule,
I forgot Bill O'Brien's their head coach. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost their quarterback. I'm obviously we probably shouldn't have looked. We probably should have looked at more into these teams to begin with. We apologize if we didn't.
Thomas Castellanos got benched and then got shipped off.
He got benched. He got shut down, and now he's gone. Their quarterback is a former Notre Dame quarterback, correct? Boston College?
No.
Who's the guy that you're talking about then?
Syracuse. That's Syracuse.
Oh, Syracuse. Okay, well, that'll be one of the last teams we'll talk about. Sorry, my apologies. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see the butt chin. Maybe he'll turn him around, but we'll see. So Cal. Cal was one of the worst teams in the conference last year. They were fourth. They were fourth worst with a 2-6 record in conference. They overall was 6-7. So I think they made a bowl game and then lost. But they lost two in a row. So they were 6-5 at one point, and then lost 2 straight to end the season at the end. So it's gonna be. I haven't heard anything else about them. Like I said, we do apologize.
So Cal lost. Cal lost Fernando Mendoza last year.
Oh right, I forgot about him. See, it's funny. I feel like you're a lot more knowledgeable as me, even though I'm the ACC. I should be the ACC person. But then you're gonna be saying these names, and I'll be like, oh my god, I remember this person. You know what I mean? And then I'll realize, how good he was or how bad he was. You know what I mean? That's how this entire
So we got to remember, Cal's coming into this year losing their 2 best players, their starting quarterback and Jay Knott.
Oh right, yeah. They lost because he went to the NFL. So
no, Oklahoma transferred to Oklahoma. Yes.
I'm sorry. See, I'm getting shit all mixed up. I apologize. Shows how much we've been out of practice. I'm really out of practice. It's been a month. Yes. Other than last week, it's been a month since we talked, so I really don't know the shit I'm talking about.
But yeah, so Cal lost their starting quarterback and running back, so it's going to be their schedule's not the toughest. I mean, at Oregon State, Texas Southern, Minnesota, at San Diego State, those first 4 games, I feel like they can maybe go 2-2. I don't think they're beating Minnesota, and I don't think they're beating San Diego State. But I think they could beat Oregon State and Texas Southern, obviously. Boston College is another one I think they could win. Duke, I don't. I think Duke's going to be really solid again this year.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in the Tulane quarterback for $4 million.
Oh, yeah. We get
Darian
North
Menza.
Carolina, the team that everyone's going to be talking about. I'll give my thoughts on them when we get to it. When we get to North Carolina, I have some thoughts to give. We haven't really been able to talk about what's going on there. So then we got that. Then you got both Virginia schools at VT. This is going to be a Friday night game at Blacksburg. So it's not a Thursday night, but that's its own kind of difficulty. I know VT hasn't been good in a while, but that's been VT's kind of thing.
Well, and the travel too,
but that's kind of been VT's thing as well, is taking those. They've always wanted those Thursday and like Friday night games, usually Thursday night, because that's just what they've wanted. That's what they want, and it gives them it gave them a special spotlight, and that's what they became famous for in the late '90s, early 2000s. So that's gonna be difficult. And then they're at Louisville, and then they get SMU. I mean, what was that? We have 1, 2.
I see at least 6 losses on the schedule.
I see at maybe 5 wins: Stanford, Virginia, Boston College, Texas Southern, and Oregon State.
Yeah, I think 5 and 7 is like where this. I think they're kind of in the same boat as Boston College, but I would have them head just slightly.
Let's have them. They would be like 12 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, up next is Clemson. Let me just get to them. Obviously, we know where they're going to be, or where they should be. Obviously, they kind of still had a step back from what they usually are, what they were usually. But what I mean. So obviously, I'm just gonna.
They've kind of been in a downward swing since Trevor Lawrence left.
But I feel like they're in a conference that's easier for them to come back to build upon. So you got obviously LSU. I mean, this is a slobber knocker of a game to start the season. Good Lord.
Who's the real Death Valley?
Very true. Well, I mean, they're playing in at Clemson, so whoever wins gets that name, gets that moniker. Yeah. This will be a nice matchup or rematch from last year's ACC championship game in what ended up being a pretty dang close to being like a classic of a football game. That was a really good game, the ACC championship between SMU and Clemson. They get Louisville, and then of course you get South Carolina to close out the season. And of course they'll be looking to get payback because South Carolina beat them last year, and kind of that's what's built South Carolina's hype headed into this season, obviously. And I think if you buy into the hype, like some people are, and then you kind of combine that with where people think Clemson could be, this could be a major, major game. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even more than usual. I mean, it's probably at minimum 10 wins. At least it should be. Like their two hardest games are the first game and the last game of the season. But at the same time, even when they were at their peak, other than like a year or two with
Lawrence,
the year that they went with Trevor, where they went undefeated the first year, they still are. They obviously were prone to the whole Clemsoning thing, where they would lose a game that they shouldn't have lost.
So like a bad Pitt team, they'd lose.
Yeah, they lost to the bad Pitt team. They obviously lost to Duke 2 years ago to open the season, and that kind of kicked off a good season for Duke. So I feel like there might be a game where they might not lose, but there's gonna be a game where they're gonna struggle against one of like the lesser teams in the ACC. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just always gonna be prone to happen. So, but I think 10 wins is very much obviously on the table. It's probably the minimum to be expected. I mean, ESPN's predictions has them exactly at 10 wins. They also say that they actually have the 34th hardest schedule in the country. So it's not even like it's not the hardest in the conference. There's actually another school that has the hardest ahead of them, or two more that have a harder schedule according to ESPN. But that's still a decently difficult schedule, obviously with Clemson or with the LSU and South Carolina at least there as well.
Just think I think Clemson to me, right? Like obviously, I think we're all in agreement. Clemson's the number one team in the ACC heading into this year.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win the ACC again. What's crazy though is that they're going to win the ACC, and I think they're going to win the ACC championship. But I don't think they're going to have more than 10 wins. I think that schedule is a lot tougher than what the ESPN FPI rating would say. And there's a lot of trap games in that schedule. At Louisville. Louisville last year, if we remember, went into Death Valley at night and put absolute belt to ass to Clemson for 4 quarters and beat them by like 21.
Oh, yeah, they did. I forgot about that. They did blow Clemson out.
So, you got to...
And it's at Louisville this year. So
yeah. And then you got at South Carolina, the rivalry game. I think SMU is still going to be a solid team. They get that one at home. I mean, even at Georgia Tech. At Georgia Tech to me is a trap
Georgia
game.
Tech, Syracuse. Maybe you get a Florida State team that's better than where they were, obviously. So I can understand that. Yeah, obviously, I think the minimum Clemson fans would hope for, like obviously if Andrew, if Coster was here, he would want at least, he would probably be saying he would want 11 wins at minimum, but I think 10 is the absolute minimum that they would expect. But I can totally understand and buy some of those trap games, definitely.
So I think for me, floor 8-4. I think that's the floor. That's the absolute. If everything goes to shit, 8-4. I think their ceiling is of 11-1. I don't think they're going to go undefeated with the schedule.
Well, Clemson won 10-4. 10-4? No, they were
9-3 last year. Before the ACC championship, they were 9-3.
Yeah, so they were 10-4 because they won the ACC championship game and then lost the playoff game, the first playoff game.
Yes. And so that's what I mean is us saying that they're the number one team in the ACC is not saying much because I think they can go 10-2 and still win the conference.
Well, remember, people need to remember there's no divisions anymore, so it's just every conference is going to rid that with the expansions of all the conferences. So now it's just the top 2 teams. So, obviously they can go, they could go 9-4, 9-3, and 2 of those losses are the LSU and the South Carolina game, right?
Yeah.
They can still make the ACC championship, right? Possibly, if that's what happens.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think they go 10-2, they win the ACC, and we're back where we were this past year.
Okay.
So
yeah, but Clemson. There's Josh.
Oh, Josh,
how was the gym?
What's up?
I mean, man.
We apologize for starting early. Starting without you, but how was the gym?
Busy, and kind of hot. Their air conditioning was not working very well.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I instead of waiting for a treadmill to open up, I went home and I ran a mile.
There you go. So
it's 92 degrees outside and it's awful.
Yeah, it's hot here too in North Carolina. So
real quick, Josh. So we're on. We kind of already did BC and Cal. We were just in the middle of finishing up on Clemson.
Notre Dame, real quick. Also, Notre Dame is included in this list. I did not make it. This is just someone else's list that they made on T-Raker.
So Clemson, we have clearly. Clemson clearly is the number one. I think we're all in agreement on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, in the ACC.
Yeah, so that we're just doing an alphabetical order the way this has it. So next, not alphabetical order. For some reason, they just go straight to Syracuse for some reason. So Syracuse, who went 10-3 last year with Honda McCord. So,
Stephen Jelly is now their starting quarterback, former Notre Dame quarterback.
Mhm.
So
they start with Tennessee, and then they get UConn. UConn obviously was surprising bowl participant last year. Oh, good
Mhm.
lord! So they have Tennessee, which that looks like
it's a neutral site. It's in Atlanta.
that's a neutral site. That's one of the kickoff game. That's one of the probably the that's the game before Virginia Tech, I think, because Virginia Tech plays, or maybe they play Sunday, but they also play in Atlanta in the Chick-fil-A kickoff game. They play
Mhm.
at Clemson, at SMU, at Georgia Tech, at Miami, and at Notre Dame. Oh, good lord, Syracuse. Oh, geez.
Yeah,
I
they did
think,
not do them any favors with the schedule.
yeah,
I got
ESPN has Syracuse as having the 14th hardest schedule in the country. That
that's
and
kind of
I can
laughable.
is it laughable? What do you
I
mean
mean,
laughable?
I can. They're up there, but like, I don't know. All right, but
I mean, yeah, any you're gonna say like any team in the SEC is gonna be higher, obviously, but
well, I mean, I know there are a bunch of SEC teams that are higher on the difficult schedule. My team's one of them, but um, let's see here. Okay, here's the schedule. I
no, I
got
got
a
it right here.
loss versus Tennessee, a win versus UConn, a win versus Colgate,
Loss,
loss at Clemson, a win at
Duke,
Duke,
SMU loss. So what is
SMU
that?
loss,
3 and
Pittsburgh
3
win.
for the bowl game or their bye week.
Mm-hmm.
Pitt,
At Georgia Tech, I feel like it's a toss up. North Carolina also can go either way. I think the Syracuse is better than North Carolina, though.
I mean, that's got to be at least what 5 losses though.
I
Tennessee,
counted 6.
At least Tennessee, Clemson, SMU, Miami, Notre Dame, and maybe Georgia Tech.
So maybe this is a hot take. I'm taking Syracuse to beat Tennessee week 1. Like I think Tennessee with all the stuff about Nico and that whole debacle, you're bringing in a new quarterback who
Okay, I mean
was
that's fair.
like,
That's understandable why you
Syracuse
that
is
way.
and Fran Brown is a really good head coach. He used
This
to
this first year for him, right?
second
No,
year.
second year.
Right.
He was new last year.
And
That's right.
here's the thing. Fran Brown's team last year, they were very up and down. When they played ranked opponents, they played absolutely amazing. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they played teams like a Duke
And,
or they
and
played like a North Carolina,
They
they
lost
lost
to
to
Stanford.
Stanford last.
Yeah, Stanford was the second worst team in the conference after Florida State.
Sorry.
I think they can go 8-4, but you have to beat Tennessee. You have to go 3-0. I think they can do it. I think that obviously Notre Dame at Miami, at Clemson, and at SMU are their obvious losses. I think they can beat Miami because Miami at Hard Rock is not. It's not that challenging.
Ryan.
But yeah.
Ryan, I don't think that's that much of a hot take, just based off of what we know about Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And really, we just don't know about their quarterback. Is what that is. And
Last time we saw him, he was the App State quarterback last year, and App State had one of their worst seasons.
So Josh Heupel, Tennessee's head coach, his offense is centered around an accurate quarterback. All right,
yeah,
and that sounds like obviously, but no, he runs a lot of play action stuff, RPO stuff.
Well, that's why it worked so well with Hendon Hooker 3 years ago. That was what Hendon Hooker was good at, was the play action and being a mobile quarterback as well. That's the element that Hooker gave him. That's why. And Nico,
a lot of people they misdiagnose Tennessee's offense as like an air raid offense. It's not.
Yeah.
Their like pass to run ratio is like 50-50, as close to 50-50 as they can get. It's just they have a quick pace of play, and they really try to sell you on the run so that they can get their wide receivers open on quick routes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so if we're going by that, 7-5, 8-4, 9-3.
I think they're in this. I think they're the tier. They are in that 4 to 8 tier to me. That's where
Okay.
they. That's
Well,
where they were.
I got you. So in between 7 and 9 and 4 and 8.
Yeah. So
Like we're not
once
saying like the way I said that.
fourth.
It sounded like the record. Yeah. No way. But like in between, I'd say they're probably a 6 or a 7 in the conference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, obviously,
middle of the pack, kind of.
It's left to right. So Clemson. So this is Clemson's 1. Whoever's here is 2. Whoever's here is 3. Right?
Yeah.
And
so we'll modify as we go.
We'll modify it as we go along. Obviously, when we get further along. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
yeah.
then we got
Duke. So then Duke.
Duke up there.
Keeps going on. So Duke. So they get the Fighting Illini week 2. Interesting. They get
at
Elon.
Tulane. Woof. All right.
At Tulane.
Tulane.
Oh, that's going to be
their non-conference is tough.
That's going to be okay.
That's a night game. That's a night game on ESPN too.
That game is going to have some storylines because Duke paid $4 million to steal away Tulane's quarterback last year.
Oof.
So, yeah, Darian Mensah, he's going back home to play against his former teammates.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that's got some storylines in it.
Right.
So I mean, and Duke went last year. They were 5-3 and 9-4 overall, so they had a good season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get
so going to Cal. That's just going to be tough for any East Coast team.
The travel.
Yeah, that's just brutal. I can't believe the ACC is doing that.
Well, question for you guys. I feel like going West Coast to East Coast is worse than East Coast to West.
It depends, right? So if a West Coast team plays on the East Coast at like a noon game, yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah.
But likewise, if an East Coast team plays on the West Coast at like a 7 p.m. kick local time, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's jet lag. It's extra travel time. I think it affects the athletes mentally more than anything. You know, hopping on a plane for 4 hours, going across country, 4 or 5 hours, and just sitting on a plane sucks.
I do. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, but I'm looking at this schedule, and that last 4 games after the Clemson game, that's not that bad. That's you get UConn, Virginia,
that's a nice coast at the end of the season. I can see them. I don't see Wake Forest being a real threat in the ACC this year, but I think Wake Forest can be one of those teams that'll jump up and get you if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, I think Wake's still not going to be good, but they'll be obviously they can, like you said, they can get you if you're not looking.
Yeah, Wake's not back to where they were like 10 years ago, and 10 years ago they were like middle of the pack, like kind of upper.
Well, no,
they had Sam
were
Hartman.
Not even 10 years ago, like 5, like up to like back
when they had Sam Hartman.
Yeah, Sam Hartman, which was 5-6 years ago. So right before we started all this, and they had who the hell was their head coach?
They made David Clawson. Dave Clawson.
Yes, yeah,
That's
Clawson.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, so they're not to that point. North Carolina, we'll get to them. I'm just gonna say, even though we're not there, I'm not a firm believer in them. That's just we'll get to that eventually.
So who's stepping up for North Carolina at quarterback?
They brought in Gio Lopez from South Alabama.
So
he's
with the way that's sounding. So with the way that's named for Duke, would we say somewhere in the same?
So I
would you say kind of the same thing with Syracuse, where they're between that like 5 to 9 range?
4. I could see that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Now, would you put Cuse or Duke ahead?
I'm putting Cuse ahead of Duke. I think Cuse is a better team.
All right, so we're moving Syracuse up to the 5 spot there.
Yeah.
Again, we're doing now. I mean,
Duke theoretically could also be moved down to here, and Cuse is 6. You know what I mean? It could be same.
Yeah.
We'll just put them
like
there.
I was just about to say, this isn't like concrete as we're going through it. We're going to go through it at the end and like make it to where we want it before we post it.
Yeah, and then
Florida State.
Florida State, of course, had the absolutely terrible season last year. Now, I want to go straight off the bat before we get into this. Was that all on? Obviously, I don't think it was all on Norvell. Do you think it was also just because of just the amount of players they lost to the NFL that the year before?
I think what it was is, and I've talked to Florida State fans about this. Mike Norvell decided after the 13-0 season, instead of retooling with guys he already had on the roster, he brought in everybody from the portal. And that's how he built that team. And the problem was, while they brought in a shit ton of talent, the talent had no cohesion to it.
No chemistry in that team.
And no chemistry, no cohesion.
And then a lot of brought in a terrible, terrible quarterback in DJ LeMay.
A lot of those guys also, a lot of those guys did not give a shit about Florida State football. They were there to, 1, collect a paycheck, 2, to improve their draft stock, and 3, when shit hit the fan and they lost to Georgia Tech and then proceeded to lose to Boston College, those guys quit on the team. And that's what happens when you bring in guys that are not a part of your culture, and they're there for their own reasons and not for the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also the whole DJU situation, where it sounded like the team was very divided on him. I think that had a lot to do with it. And I think Norvell learned his lesson. And I think you see it this year now. Like they didn't go to the portal like crazy this year. There's a lot of these guys are returning from last year that were part of that culture. I think they're going to be a lot better than they were. I don't think they're going 2-10 again.
So here's my take on Florida State last year, and here's why I think it's going to be so hard to kind of gauge what they're going to be this year. They're going to be better than they were last year. We're not going to have a repeat of last year at all. And I don't think DJ was the problem there. I think that you had, instead of having a team, you had a group of individuals.
Yes.
I think that there's not a lot of chemistry there. Even when their plays were going right and they were driving down the field, I didn't see any you can tell when guys are having fun playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can just tell. And I didn't see any of that. I don't think anybody had fun with Florida State football last year. I mean, even if we were,
Kirby Smart, or not Kirby Smart, Kirk Herbstreit had fun watching that last year.
Of course, yeah.
No,
but that was just Schadenfreude from a distance. That's what that was for Herbstreit.
But getting back to him, I think you can't really saddle all of that on Norvell, but there is a certain amount of responsibility you have as a coach to make sure your team is a team.
No, and I agree. I mean, I just wonder. I mean, yeah, and I do think. See, we like you said, we've seen. It's kind of interesting. We've seen the extremes of the transfer portal with two teams from the same conference, right? Clemson almost never goes in the transfer portal. They brought in 3 this year, which is like the most that whatever his name is, Dabo's brought in. Meanwhile, Norvell brought in all those guys last year, and it blew up in his face, right?
Well, I got another comparison too, of another team that just went to the portal, and this is a difference in coach, right? And Ryan doesn't like this guy. So the difference between Mike Norvell and Deion Sanders is exactly what you saw. Deion was able to get his guys to play together. Now, I don't like the way he did it. He did it not really my place to criticize anybody on how they motivate their team, but I don't feel like his motivations were good motivations, genuine motivations, but he got his guys to kind of unite. It's us against the world. Nobody thinks we can succeed. And all this, try to keep the black man down. Come on, all right. This is college sports. We don't need all that BS there. But he got his team united. He got them signed on to it, and I just think Norvell was unable to get those guys to kind of buy into Florida State football. Now, does he have the X's and O's? Yes. He's got the Jimmies and Joes too. So I think we're gonna see a greatly improved Florida State team this year. But I don't know if they're playoff bound.
No, I don't think so either. Now, the schedule works out in a way that I'm looking at this. They'll lose to Alabama, but then they have 3 very easy
Winnable
games to where they should be 3-1 headed into that Miami game. You get Miami at home. That should be a good.
And you get Miami after they play Notre Dame and Florida. So what happens typically?
You're talking about Miami gets the home game against Notre Dame, coming off a possibly very emotional game.
Then they got to play Florida.
Then they have to go to Florida State. And then obviously they get Clemson. They get what? Other than Clemson and Florida at the bottom there, that's really not the most difficult of schedules, it looks like. That's all a lot more of the bottom half of the league from Miami down to Florida other than Clemson. So, I feel like Virginia Tech, NC State, like Pitt, those are teams that like all were like possible sleeper teams last year, right? There was a lot of people that had them as like sleepers, dark horses, and then they fell flat on their faces. So this year the expectations are way lower on those 3 teams. So like they should obviously be favored in those, and so I mean maybe floor or ceiling like 9, 8, 9 wins.
9-3. 9-3. Yeah, I think the Miami game is key because I think Florida State can beat Miami just because, and we'll get to Miami here in a second. Actually, I'll just save that for the Miami thing. But like, I think floor, if everything goes to shit again, it's still not being 2-10. I think maybe 7-5.
I think like you said, 2-10. That was just like such an extreme falling apart of a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the way they were losing was brutal.
Yeah, I mean there was a few.
They were just getting abused up and down the field.
Yeah, like Ryan said, they were at that point. The team didn't give a shit anymore. They weren't trying. So
yeah, I know. He lost the locker room.
So I mean, do you? So probably like here, like that,
right
and then probably
that makes sense. I'd say they're on the outside looking in on the top 3.
Yeah, for now. Obviously, I don't think we'll get to the other 2 teams that I think we all know is going to be up there. Other than Notre Dame. We'll have to figure out how we want to rank this with Notre Dame. If we just want to create a separate tier for Notre Dame or something, I have no idea. We'll have to figure that out.
I don't know. We'll get there when we get there.
So next is Georgia Tech. So they.
Oh man,
a team that would be so high on if they didn't lose their entire team to the portal.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, dude, we had such good moments from Georgia Tech last season.
Yeah, we did.
Such good moments.
They were one of my. I don't know about you guys. They were like one of my favorite teams to watch last year.
I mean, I think we all had fun watching that Florida State Georgia Tech game to start the season. Because we all watched that game and we were like, we all saw like, this is gonna be an excellent college football season. This is gonna be Georgia Tech's gonna be good. Florida State's a little bit worse than we thought, but they'll still be good. And then Georgia Tech just couldn't go further.
Well, you know what's crazy? I was the only one. Pull the record. I was the only one that picked Georgia Tech to win that game week 1 or week 0. So
fair enough.
Hey,
fair enough.
Yeah, Ryan got the point.
So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, so they start off with Colorado. I don't know what to think how Colorado's going to be now without.
Let's pull up their schedule.
Yeah, it's right here. I got it right here. Sorry, forgot to switch it over.
There we go.
So they play at Colorado to start the season. We'll get to Colorado when we do the Big 12, which will probably be next week.
It's going to be an interesting game.
That'll be an interesting game. Obviously, get to see what Colorado looks like without Travis Hunter, without Shador. Right? Will they be as good? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope Dion beefed up that line because
I feel like this will be the true. This year, I know we're supposed to talk about ACC. This year will be the true. Will truly show Dion's ability as a head coach and what Colorado can be without someone like a Travis and Shador there. Right.
He is such a media magnet. This is a show about the ACC, and we're still talking about Dion.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to go there. Okay. So we'll see. I mean, that's a toss-up game. Gardner-Webb. Then they get Clemson. Then they get That's so weird that they have a Clemson just in the middle right there. If they're non-con for some reason, then they get Temple randomly at home.
No.
At Wake, you get the Battle of the Techs in Atlanta. I mean, other than Georgia and Clemson, and maybe Colorado, like that's really not that tough as a schedule. Other than
They have a really cake schedule here.
that's what
Honestly,
maybe
I could see
based on where we have them, maybe 4
8-4.
losses with maybe 3 losses. Clemson, maybe Syracuse,
Yeah.
but even that's at home, so that could be.
But you know what makes me so mad is that I agree. I think 8-4, 9-3, maybe 10-2, if everything goes right. But
I think they walk too much for that.
Could you imagine if they had Singleton back? They had
true,
Height back, like guys that got poached in the portal from NIL offers. Like I feel like if they had all those guys back, I think Georgia Tech legitimately could have a chance to win the ACC.
But at the same time,
those guys,
I don't even think I would even put them above Duke or Syracuse right now.
I'm not putting them above Duke or Syracuse. And just because I don't think they're a better team than them. They might have a record that would rival those two teams, but I think the head-to-head, they lose those games.
So right here is good, right? Like
right here, like they might beat Duke, but honestly, I feel like that's a toss-up game.
Okay,
I feel like
where's that game at?
Syracuse and Duke.
Where's that game at?
Which one?
Georgia Tech Duke.
Georgia Tech Duke is at Duke. So they actually, it's back to back. They play at Duke, and then the very next week they play Syracuse at home. So you get back to back just to see how that lines up.
Well, at least we'll only have to wait 2 weeks to see how that pans out.
Exactly. So here's NC State is next on the list, and they other than Miami and Notre Dame, they have a cakewalk of a schedule.
Don't say that. Don't say that because last time they played East Carolina at home, they got beat. Don't say that.
Oh, right. They lost to East Carolina.
That was the Sumo Corn Bay game where he got stuffed.
I'm just glad that East Carolina is a bunch of bitches and canceled the series that we had against them because we were the team that would be losing to them, the ACC team that would lose to them on occasion. So they were a bunch of bitches and wouldn't play us when we offered to let them. We were supposed to play them. A hurricane hits because where I live in North Carolina is 2 hours south of East Carolina where they're located. I think it was Hurricane Matthew or no, Florence, which is like 2018. We offered to let them to play the game at VT, but they would get, either half or all the money or most of the money, right, to keep it as a home game for them. We would house them, let them practice and stuff. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to stay at East Carolina. We're going to cancel this game outright. So then we would just use that to cancel the entire series against East Carolina. So thank God we don't have to deal with that anymore for VT. But
speaking of which, they also play our old Weeks Era podcast team of the year, the Campbell Camels.
Yes. Have we chosen who our team of the year is yet?
We have not chosen our team of the year.
We have not chosen. So people in the comments watching, give us some suggestions for an FBS team
Has to be
that we should root as our 6th team to root for as the official Week Zero podcast team of the year. They will always be included each week in our pick'ems as well. They cannot be any one of the 5 teams that we root for. And usually we would prefer if they're either a group of 5 or lower group team.
I feel like Delaware and Missouri State, 2 new teams that just joined the FBS.
Delaware, Fighting Joe Flacco's. Like Fighting Joe Flacco's. The fighting Michigan ripoffs is what
they're the Blue Hens. They're the Fighting Blue Hens.
The Fighting Michigan ripoffs is what they are. Is really what they are. Anyway, North Carolina, NC State was a very popular dark horse for the ACC last year.
Until they got smacked by Tennessee.
Yeah, they had a ton of return of returning starters. There was a lot of hype between them. Their schedule, if I remember correctly, was not that tough, at least last year, other than the Tennessee game that people thought there was like, 10 10 wins, maybe 11 wins, and I think what was the record? They went 3-5 and 6-7 overall. So definitely fell way short of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, they lost to East Carolina. I think they got dog walked by East Carolina, didn't they? Didn't they get dog walked by them? Yeah.
Who?
NC State.
Mm-hmm.
Not when.
Last year.
I don't know.
East Carolina.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, you check that out.
No, they didn't play East Carolina. Or maybe was that a bowl game? Oh, they lost in a bowl game. Yeah, it was the bowl game. Yeah,
they lost the bowl game to East Carolina.
Okay, so they lost the bowl game. Yeah, they. Oh no, they got blown out by Tennessee. That's it. Yeah, they got blown out by Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Blown out in a shootout to Clemson. Lost to Duke. Lost to Wake. Lost to Syracuse.
Hey, they beat NIU.
There you go. They avenged you guys. They avenged you guys.
Yes, they did.
I'm glad somebody can beat you.
beat Duke and then lost to Duke, lost to Georgia Tech, and then lost to East Carolina in the Military Bowl in Annapolis. So
right.
I don't think I've ever seen that though, where two teams play each other back-to-back games like that in the bowl game, and then the very next game to start the season is the same team. I've never seen that before. So sweet revenge.
It's happened. I feel like we've had a couple playoff, or at least a playoff game.
I mean, that's probably true. Yeah, playoff games,
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't like bowl game doing it.
Like technically Texas, Ohio State, because that was Texas's last game of the season. It's week 1.
Gotcha.
So technically for Texas. But yeah, I mean.
Okay. What are we thinking here for NC State? What do we think?
I think you're looking at, I say 6-6. I think they're going to be a borderline, barely bowl eligible team this year. I think they have losses to Duke. I think they lose to Virginia Tech. I think they lose to Notre Dame. I think they lose to Miami, Florida State.
I hope. This is what
honestly,
I think.
I could see them be worse than that, actually.
Yeah. So this is my prediction, and this is how spiteful I am right now. So the girl I was talking to for a few weeks, went on 2 dates with, is an NC State fan, and she was all about trying to force me to to root for NC State. And then out of nowhere, she's like, "Sorry, I don't feel like we have a good connection anymore, so I'm not going to lead you anymore. So this is over." So now, out of spitefulness, I hope they just go 0-12. Fuck NC State. That is all I hope for.
That's terrible.
I know. Look at it. Oh my goodness. Connor's scorned.
I am very scorned. I'm that spiteful. So I still don't think they're going to be that good. I don't know if they'll be better than worse, or better or worse than NC or Boston College. What do you think? Somewhere,
I think they're worse than Boston College.
Worse than Boston College.
I think they're like in that same tier. We'll figure it out afterwards, but I think they're in that same tier.
Yeah, I think they might move around a little bit, but that's not a bad place to put them initially.
Okay. So next we have is the Pittsburgh Panthers, who started off last year
7-0.
7-0, and then proceeded to lose their last 6 games of the season. And
SMU broke them. SMU.
Oh my god! I remember being at a bar, seeing that game. That was the game. Wasn't that the game where? No. Wait. No, it was this game. It was this Syracuse game where Pitt had like a pick 6, a fumble recovery, and something else, all in like the same game in like a 5-minute span or something.
Yeah, Kyle McCord broke a record for I feel like the most
picks in a game, or pick 6s in a game or something.
Yeah.
And no, you're right. SMU then immediately just broke them. They then lose
to Virginia,
who's not good. They lose to Clemson in a close game though at home. Get blown out by Louisville. Lose to Boston College, and then lose to Toledo in 6 overtimes. Wow. So yeah.
By the way, that Louisville game was a revenge game from the year before.
Yeah,
do
it
they
was.
is Narduzzi still the head coach, or was
Yes,
he
he
fired?
is.
Oh my
Yes,
still
god,
there.
he still is.
that's gotta be that's crazy that he's still there. I feel like this has to be his last chance to get it. I don't know.
I can't
Then
wait
again,
till
it is. Then again, it is as Josh can attest to. Pittsburgh sports is not really known for firing coaches that often. Or
not really known for changing a lot.
yeah, so
They're pretty consistent. with what
so
they do.
Yeah.
so I mean, you know, what do you got? What do you guys see for Pitt?
So I'm looking at it. I think obviously 2-0 start. The backyard brawl. Glad we have that. Back
Is
in
that
sport.
isn't that like the third year in a row now that
Yes,
that's been
yes.
played? So it's
It's the
so
third
it's
year
now
that
is
it's
that now permanently back?
I think so.
I don't know.
I
if
don't
it's
know.
permanent. But I think they lose. I don't know how good West Virginia is going to be this year. I'll have to. That's a toss up for me.
No, it's not. They don't play. They don't. Yeah, they don't have them on in 2026. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, nope. They have an extra game they could play.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so
But yeah,
maybe,
getting back
but
to the
sorry.
It's not agreed to yet.
27.
27. Oh my lord.
I was just
All right.
seeing.
Anyway,
yeah.
so I think West Virginia is a toss up. Louisville, I think. I don't know because Louisville is so up and down every single year. Where like they'll look good and then they'll go lose to a team like Pitt. So I don't really know. I think Pitt is kind of in the same boat as like they're like worse than Duke. I think they're like a 6-6 like a 6-6 team. I think they're like right
I'm
where
feeling
Cal
6
is.
and 6.
Yeah, like where Cal is perfect.
Above
Let's take
Cal,
a look at the Pitt schedule one more time because I want to go through a little bit. We won't spend a lot of time on it. Just bring it back up one more time. Okay. I see 3 guaranteed losses
what Notre Dame, Miami, and Louisville.
for. I think they lose at Florida State. I think they lose to Louisville.
Maybe at West Virginia, just because it's at West Virginia.
At Syracuse,
Yeah, I think they can lose at West Virginia. I think they lose at Georgia Tech. Just like I think they might go. Well, they might just because they're at Stanford. I don't really know about that game. Stanford is one of those teams that beats somebody they're not supposed to beat every year. But they could go for 0 for November again.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, yeah. Well, Stanford maybe, but that's just
Actually, you know what? Now that I look at this, they're worse. They're like a 5-7 team.
Yeah, because
Like-
you don't really like Florida State sneaks in there.
So
Yeah.
would you put him below Cal? Like
Below, well, hold on. Put them with Boston College and NC State.
Yeah,
But like put them ahead of those two teams. Yeah.
yeah,
there you
that's where I like it.
okay, SMU is next then.
Yep. They're
Oh, buddy,
ACC runner up, Pony Express.
SEC runner up and
might be there again. I think.
Yeah.
I think. I was one of those guys that was pretty high on SMU last year.
Yeah.
Even there's not many people that still would have predicted the season they had. You know what I mean?
I didn't have them being runner up in the ACC championship, but I had them top 5 in the conference. I don't know. I had a lot of faith in them. I felt like they played a style of ball that's not really common in the ACC, and it worked out very well for them.
They still have the same quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he could just drop back and wait for the linebackers to clear out, and then rip off a 25-yard run.
Yeah. So
Just in your face.
I mean this will be good though. They get the Battle of Texas twice. You get Baylor, and then you get TCU. Ooh, you get the battle.
Throw that schedule up there.
Oh, sorry. My
you're
apologies. You have Baylor.
There you go.
Yeah, so you have the Battles of Texas in Baylor, and then TCU to start the season or in the non-con. So it's kind of cool. I like that.
I wanted to pull this up real quick. This was last year. our predictions for the conference. We had SMU at 5.
Boy, howdy, were we wrong.
I mean, everyone was wrong on Florida State. We were very wrong on BT. I mean,
Georgia Tech was a lot better than what we thought. Virginia wasn't
Tech
the
was
worst.
slightly worse than we thought.
Virginia was not the worst.
Yeah.
I don't think we had. If we lined them up next to each other, I think we didn't get a single team in the right spot.
Well, yeah. I think.
Well, no, because we had
top 5 or
Clemson.
top 6. Everyone's off by 1 or 2 spots.
Well, we had like our top 5 was good besides Florida State. Like that, we were on point. Clemson, like we had Clemson.
The order was a little wrong.
Yeah, we had Clemson in the ACC championship. So, I mean,
at the same time, if I would have said last season, like, no, put SMU at number 2, you guys would have been like,
We're like,
you're
what?
What the fuck are you smoking? Yeah, no.
So,
But no, all right. But no, so getting back to who are we on again?
I need some lights.
so this is SMU. You know, they're probably right there again. We get a rematch of the ACC championship week. What is that? Week 8 against at Clemson. Mm-hmm. So you know that's gonna be nice.
Watch out real quick. At TCU, rivalry game. TCU was they were 9-4 last year. They're bringing a lot of people back. That's a game that SMU could very easily lose. Rivalry game on the road.
Appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, dude. To our YouTube channel. Trying to get to 500 subscribers. I think we're at like 475.
486 now.
I like the mood lighting, Josh. I like the mood lighting, Josh.
Yeah.
So that's shouldn't that be like blue, because that's Louisville red that you got going on.
This ACC we're talking about here. I'm not wearing any blue today.
Fair enough.
I'm not motivated.
I got my VT on. I got my VT on, of course. So.
Josh is the only one that's not wearing his team's apparel. Just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, Jurassic Park, new movie.
Did you see the new movie?
I did.
Did you like it?
I did. As a Jurassic Park fan, I did. If you don't like Jurassic Park stuff, then don't watch it. You'll be like, "What's going on here?" And it's...
All right.
Okay. So what do we think for SMU? I mean, I think there's probably
10-2,
top 3, but
10-2.
10-2. Do you put them just behind Clemson?
I would say, yeah, for right now. Behind Clemson. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next is Stanford, and I think we're just going to put them right down here because
we don't even need to look at their.
I don't even think we need to look.
Just put up.
Just pull up their schedule. Let's see how many East Coast games they got.
So they got.
Holy crap! The Rainbow Warriors.
So they get the Rainbow Warriors. Then they're at BYU.
Lost.
So they got Virginia.
Lost.
So East Coast is Virginia, Miami, North Carolina.
Lost.
Okay, that's not that many. That's not as many as I thought.
They might go.
They're at SMU, which is a loss.
They might go 2-10. I'm not even lying.
Oh, hold on. Where's the Notre Dame game? Is that
at
home?
Yeah.
Yeah. They might go 2-10. Like that's.
I could see 3-9.
That's what they were last year. So I mean, okay.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they reached up. They beat Louisville.
They lost.
Yeah, Stanford was 2-6.
In conference.
And they're 2-6 in the conference, 3-9 overall. Excuse me.
They lost to Colgate last year, Josh.
Let's give them a little bit of credit. Just a little bit of credit. They're working on their doctoral degrees. All right.
That's very true.
All right, let's give them a little bit of credit here. Let's go 4-8.
Okay.
All right, Miami.
Okay, Miami. I think.
Do
we put them?
I don't know if let's just about that much.
Hold on. Do not put them up there yet. Let's look at the schedule.
Hold on.
Do not. Yeah, hold on. You get ahead of yourself, Mario. All right.
Okay, so you get Notre Dame to start the season off at home.
Yep.
So you get the former, what should be the fighting Ed Reeds with
Here,
Bethune,
put the schedule up.
Bethune Cookman. This should be Ed Reed coaching against his former team, but these guys didn't hire him for some reason. So
It's because Ed Reed doesn't like a dirty campus.
that's probably true. I think that's what it was. Actually, it was something about that. Like he wanted them to improve like the facilities and stuff like that, and they're like, "No, we're not going to do that."
Well, no. It wasn't even like improved facility. He's like, "Can we just have people cut the grass and pick up trash? Like, is it that hard?"
Okay. So then you get Then you get 3 straight battles of Florida and USF, Florida, and then at Florida State. That's crazy.
So September, the back end of September into October, they don't leave. Actually, they don't leave the state of Florida for the first 5 weeks of the season.
That's crazy.
They don't. No, wait. They don't leave
the first
state of Florida until November. Until November 1st.
Oh my God!
Look at this. They don't leave the state of Florida until November 1st when they travel.
What is this?
Now, hold on. Now, Miami.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 home games. The only road games are Florida State, SMU, Virginia Tech, and Pitt. What the fuck is this up? What the fuck is this?
Hold on. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. All right. Miami does not have a good home field advantage.
That's true.
So they need extra home games. They
need a stadium that's on campus. Is what they really need. But
you know what? No, the reason why they have 8 games is because 8 home games for them is probably about the equivalent of 5 home games in revenue for most schools. So, because there's about 20,000 seats per game that aren't being sold. So.
That Notre Dame game is going to make them. At least that'd probably make them more than anything they made last year. For
This game's gonna be sold out. Then about 1,000. Then about 3,000 people are gonna be to this game. Maybe half the stadium here, a full stadium here, maybe.
Not even the parents are gonna show up for Bethune Cookman.
No, not even. No. That's the thing. There will be more parents for Bethune Cookman than Miami fans.
Cakeman is wild.
Cookman, apologies. There's going to be more parents for those players than there are going to be for parents for Miami players at this game. So, and of course, the other question is how else will Mario find a way to fuck up the end of a game this year?
Well, the good thing is they don't have Georgia Tech on the schedule. So
but didn't he? But then he did something equally stupid last year, didn't he?
Against Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Yes.
And then they of course should have lost to VT. Good Lord.
So here's my thing. Connor was so ready to put them in the top 3. I have Miami going 8-4. I think they lose to Notre Dame. I think they lose to Florida. I think they lose to Florida State. And I think they lose one of Louisville, SMU, and Virginia Tech. I think that there's a possibility that it gets worse than that. Because, one, look at the final 2 games of that schedule where they're on the road for the final 2 weeks of the season. Both are rivalry games. One's rivalry game.
We all know that Pitt loves to just do
spoil.
Some shit against Miami. They love to spoil Miami.
Well, I mean, there's also just like some sort of magic at Heinz Field.
That is very true. I'm so glad
jumbo going on up there.
I'm so glad that I don't think they do that. Virginia Tech plays at Pitt because otherwise I would just immediately chalk that up as a loss. There's some bullshit that happens at Pitt every year. VT plays there, so I'm just glad that we don't have to possibly deal with that this year.
Tell me if I'm off base. Like you guys in the same kind of because
I can see it. I mean, and like. There, I saw something like the ESPN. It might have been ESPN. Still had like Miami's offense is like possibly one of the best in the country, and I was
quarterback that hasn't thrown a football in 5-6 months? No, 7 months. Like he has not legitimately. He has not thrown. He has not picked up a football and thrown it yet.
Yeah.
That Carson Beck at Georgia's good, but you don't even know what he's going to be. He's going to have no chemistry with these receivers. Like, he's not even practicing with the team right now. Like,
Well, Carson Beck's a grown ass man. He's got a mortgage. He's got,
he's got a mortgage.
But-
I just think like Mario teams are so mentally fragile. If they get their ass beat by Notre Dame week 1, I think it turns into a tailspin.
I don't think mentally fragile is the right word. They're very emotional.
Okay, yeah.
They're very dependent on emotion to win games, the same way he was out at Oregon. They're very emotional. So, yeah, if they get demoralized against Notre Dame, and, they might – who remembers, was that last year or 2 years ago? Who was it? Was it
Middle
Memphis?
Tennessee State? Middle Tennessee State.
Middle Tennessee State. That was 2 or 3. That was like 3
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, and it's just like, what was our defensive coordinator doing? Probably.
Yeah, I remember. I think I had either the wide receiver or the quarterback for Middle Tennessee State as my surprise.
Dubose. It was Dubose or something like that, and he went off for like almost 300 yards.
Dubois. If it's Dubose, if I'm thinking, it would be Dubois. The S is always silent. It would be Dubois.
Unless he's French, it's Dubose.
Dubois.
It's
right.
Tennessee. It's Middle Tennessee.
So what do you guys think? So what do you guys think? What do you guys think for this one? I said 8-4. I think they're
8-4, 9-3 at their best.
I think just the fact that they don't leave, they have so many home games to start the season. They have 6 of their first 7 games of the season are home games. They have 4 straight, then they're at Florida State, then they have the Louisville, and then Stanford. So
3 or 4 of those are probably losses.
I think at least probably 2 of them guaranteed, either Notre Dame, Florida, and either Louisville. Excuse me, as my voice cracks. I know we have Florida State high. We'll have to see. Obviously, I still think I would put Miami above Florida State, though. But that's just me. So, like here,
yeah, like I feel like that'd be fine. Yeah.
Would you do it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Louisville next.
Louisville.
The birds with teeth, as Josh likes to call them.
Birds with teeth. The angry birds.
They are birds with teeth.
So,
ooh, they play the Colonels.
Eastern Kentucky.
Colonels. They get the Colonels and then the Dukes. So they're playing all the different ranks of statures that you can have.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly, that's kind of
it's a favorable schedule.
Yeah,
but that's also kind of a tough-ish back half from Miami all the way to
Miami. You've got
Boston College
Clemson,
at DT
at home. Yeah. You got at SMU,
and you got Kentucky, which always
they're gonna beat Kentucky this year.
Oh, really? You think Kentucky's gonna be that bad?
It's gonna be a tough season for me.
Or are you just hoping that bad so they fire you guys fire your coach?
And you know what? My luck is gonna be he's gonna rip off some like 8-4, like 9-3 bullshit.
Stoops gonna pull some shit out of his
ass.
Stoops gonna pull some shit out of his ass and just go.
Dude, he's motivated. I don't know what to tell you. He's motivated. We just got a 4-star top 10 quarterback for 2026. I don't know.
Hey, so here's where I'm at with the birds with teeth. All right, I'm actually higher on Louisville than I am Miami.
Really, you're that? No,
I do. I think Louisville is that third team. Based off of the teams that we have left, I think Louisville is that third team. I think Jeff Brom is building something over there. He's doing the perfect, combination of building through recruiting and building that foundation and culture that you need for a winning program, while also filling holes and gaps with scheme fits and culture fits in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is like they were super close last year. I think this year, this is the year that they have a chance to get to that ACC championship. So
I actually completely agree. As much as it pains me to say it, I think Louisville is going to be fantastic this year. They've got a nice 1-2 punch at running back. They didn't lose too much through the portal or even to the league. I am very comfortable putting them top 3 in the conference.
yeah,
Damn.
very.
I mean, and last year they were 5-3, 9-4 overall. They were technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They were sixth, in the conference.
They beat Clemson at Clemson
by a lot, by the way.
by
a lot.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, you still have Jeff Brom as the coach. So
yeah.
You will have those games where they get up and they'll go pound on a really good team, and
like Notre Dame,
they'll turn around and lose to Stanford.
Well, Brom, not last year, but the year before, didn't Brom have he became the first coach ever to have 2 10-win seasons?
Well,
with
look at this.
Teams?
If we remember, I feel like I want to go back to this really quick. I remember this because it was the week after Notre Dame had beat them. They lost a hard-fought game against Notre Dame by a touchdown.
Was it last year or 2023?
The last year.
Okay.
This past season. And then they played SMU. And I remember because we did our show after the Notre Dame Louisville game, and we were doing our pick'ems. And at the time, we were like, SMU, they haven't really proven anything. It's week 5. They haven't played anybody. Louisville should beat them.
Yeah.
Louisville had a late game lead in that game and blew
in the third quarter.
And then, yes, and that's what Josh is kind of talking about. We're like, they get up for that Notre Dame game, and they play their ass off. They could have won that game, and then the next week they kind of just half-ass, and they lose. And then
I think that was half of the emotional letdown of losing to Notre Dame and SMU being a little bit better than everybody thought.
Yeah.
And then they go on a couple weeks later, they go on the road, they blow out Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
And then bye week. Coming off the bye week at Stanford, they lose on a last-second field goal.
Yep.
That's the shit. If they didn't take away the Stanford game, Louisville is probably – Louisville would have played for the ACC championship last year if they just didn't lose.
Because they would have had the head-to-head over Clemson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I mean, I think that this is the year. If they're going to do it, it's got to be this year. So.
I mean, they also got a really good quarterback recruit coming in next year. So, they may play the transfer game. They might keep their guy now. Let me look up.
Let's go. Who's next?
Okay.
While Josh looks that up.
Next is UNC, the team that's had the most amount of, I wouldn't say hype, but just discussion just now.
They're fighting Bill Belichick's.
They've hired Bill Belichick. And for those who don't know, I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. And when this broke, obviously there's a good number of people at my workplace that are North Carolina fans, and I wouldn't say excited, but they were interested and kind of surprised. And I immediately thought, this is not going to work out. I just don't think it's going to – the type of coach he was at the NFL level will work. Obviously, all this bullshit that's going on with his girlfriend or whatever their actual relationship is just a bunch of distractions. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest disappointments in the year. And I would not be surprised if by either this time next year or this time 2 years from now, he is gone and it doesn't work.
Is this not his first season with them?
It is
his first season.
Well, you can't I don't know about next year. He'll be gone. I think that's a bit of a stretch.
I'll say this.
I just don't think it's going to work out. I just think it's not a good.
I think you give him a year. I
I get that, but
next year, if he's not making any progress, then yeah.
But some people were immediately anointing them as like a dark horse ACC, and I don't even see that happening.
Just based off of coach,
I don't think so.
So.
Okay, maybe if you're talking like media people, but I haven't seen like people that actually like college football fans. The thing is, what works in the NFL as a head coach doesn't work.
Well, not working in college, obviously,
and vice versa.
It's the vice versa as well. Yeah.
He doesn't know what it's like to recruit. Recruiting is a lot different than drafting. Completely different.
And then again, he also was not that good of a drafter in the last decade plus.
And like,
with the
do you really think high school kids now, like, do you really like? I get like it's Bill Belichick, it's the Patriots. These kids grew up on the Patriot dynasty. Actually, some of them might have been like way too young. Actually.
Some of them were born before, actually, we're at the point where there were kids that missed the first 6 years of the dynasty, including the 2007 team. There are kids that he's been recruiting that have never got to see the 2007 Patriots live. You think they actually those high school kids are able to connect with an old man? Oh, no. Because he won a few Super Bowls? No. Like, it's different with Nick Saban.
You know what? I'm not gonna knock him because he's a hell of a coach.
He is.
He is. But I just,
we'll see. We'll see. I feel like this is a shakeout season for him.
I mean, it's a shakedown season, but I also think this is going to be one of the most spectacular failures of the season. At least that's why I think this is going to be.
I'm not comfortable calling a first-year coach having a bad season a failure.
Well, hold on. Is it because of the girlfriend stuff?
I mean, that's it. I also just think the whole thing is not. I just think it's not. It's his coaching style is just not going to work. I just think that's just as simple as it is.
Just because
looking at their schedule, they get TCU. That's a loss. They get Charlotte, Richmond.
UCF's a loss at UCF.
At UCF, that's probably a loss. Clemson, that's a loss. What is that? 2-3 already. At Cal at 10:30 p.m. Hell, that could be a loss.
That's a loss.
Then they get Virginia. So that's 3-4. Syracuse 3-5. Stanford 4-5. Wake 5-5. Duke 5-6. NC State 6-6.
Yeah.
Baby.
I think we're all in the same. I think 6-6 is fair.
And I mean, the problem is that's not what UNC would have hoped for.
But that's a bowl game.
It's a bowl game. It's a bowl game.
Yeah, but they would have hoped for a lot more. Competing for the ACC. I mean,
his first year, dog.
Yeah, and they give him a 5-year contract, and they I guarantee you they brought him in thinking they want him to be contending for the ACC immediately, which obviously is not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's unrealistic expectations.
Okay. Yeah. Would you put 10 and 12
with Cal?
With Cal.
Above Cal.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Above Cal. Okay. Virginia.
Bottom tier.
Very bottom tier. So
I'm not going to look at this. So
you get the Chanticleers. Loss.
Win.
William & Mary, win. Stanford, win. Florida State, loss.
I don't know. I guess Stanford. Florida State, loss. At Louisville, loss. Washington State, loss.
Hey, wait. Could that not maybe be a win just because,
Wazoo
has to come to them?
No.
Okay, North Carolina, loss. Cal, loss.
Wake,
win. Duke, loss. Virginia Tech, obviously a loss. Because that's just what they do. It doesn't matter. How bad we are.
3 wins?
Is that 3 wins? We got William & Mary, Stanford, and Wake.
Well, are we sure that they beat William & Mary?
Yeah. I'm giving them William and Mary. Okay.
I mean, they went
I'm even saying
last year.
that
They went.
Coastal Carolina would be close.
Well, Virginia actually they were better. They were 3-5 and went 5-7 last year. So
they lost
were
their
actually.
best.
They actually were
because of Malachi Fields, and they lost their best receiver.
Well, and they were also 5-4. They were actually
overalls.
They were actually
Virginia fans.
Yes.
How many? What?
They were.
They were overalls.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Those guys are gonna lose.
No. It's not even that they wear overalls. Have you? I mean, they do. They do what the SEC does, where the fans dress up like they're going to like Sunday church, like they're dressed up in suits and stuff, and it's weird as hell. Like some fan, like I don't know, why is that a thing? Why does some SEC teams do that? Where they're dressed up in like suits and ties at a football game?
It is decor, brother.
Or is it not like a frat thing? Like where they like they're frat like being hazed, they have to dress up like that at games?
Connor,
no, man, it's not.
Connor, why are you such a hater tonight, man? Can people just not dress like with some?
Yeah, hey Connor, what do you have against people dressing nice? I'll go put on a shirt and tie right now.
Because I have to dress up nice for work every single day.
Hold on.
Okay, so we're putting Virginia at least above Stanford or below Stanford?
Yeah, above Stanford.
Above Stanford. Okay. My VT
Connor,
Hokies.
are you upset?
No, I'm not.
You're not upset with it?
I am not upset.
Are you sure?
I just think it's ridiculous. I think it's funny both seeing the people, seeing the breadth of fans at Virginia. There's either guys in overalls or guys dressed like they're just got out of church. So okay, Here's Virginia Tech's schedule.
Look, they got polo afterwards. Just let them.
Yeah, they got polo afterwards. Yep,
polo afterwards, and then they have the cotillion at the country club. Okay, you just gotta let them.
Then they have to enjoy tea with their grandparents to get some more money to go to their school.
Yeah. All right. Who's this?
This is
Virginia
VT.
Tech.
VT. South Carolina. Lost.
Probably, yeah.
Vanderbilt lost
with Pavia
at home. If they do start 0-2, I think fans already will be calling for Brett Pry's head at that point.
And then you get Old Dominion at home.
Oh,
okay. Everyone, calm the fuck down. We lost to them. We only lost to them on the road. We've destroyed them when we play them at home, so that's a win.
I'm just saying the Monarchs, man.
Then we get.
Why is that so long?
Ryan, that is so long. You need to cut that.
So long.
It's literally all you have to. You need to cut it to where it's just this, and then.
That's terrible.
Ryan, you need to cut that. That is way too long of a
We'll cut it. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So, before we get started, the thing with VT is they have an all-new offensive coordinator and an all-new defensive coordinator. So they have brand new on both sides. They also are returning not as many players as they were last year. So there's a lot of moving parts. So we're all gonna see how it goes. Now, I don't think South Carolina is as good as people say they are. There's a lot of hype around South Carolina, but they're going to be good. I just don't think they're going to be as good.
He's going to be running for his life. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I know. Drones is going to be running for his life?
Drones is going to be running for his life.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying I don't think that South Carolina themselves are going to be as good as people think they are overall. I think they're going to be good, but they're going to be.
I think they're going to be nasty defensively. And they have Lenore Sellers.
I've been seeing people. Someone compared Lenore Sellers to Cam Newton, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
He's not Cam Newton, but he is ridiculous. He's a lot better than I thought.
No, I know that. I know Sellers is fantastic. Yeah, and they did get screwed last year in that LSU game. So
they did.
So yeah. So South Carolina's a loss. Vandy, we hope is a win, obviously. But
Mania.
I'd say that's a toss-up.
That's a toss-up. It's at home. It's a night game.
Thinks he's the best football player alive that day.
So then you get Wofford, NC State, Wake, and then Georgia Tech. I mean, am I wrong in thinking that's like maybe at worst, like maybe possibly like 4-2 going into that Georgia Tech game?
I think that's 4-2.
If you
4-2
lose
is
to
valid. I can say that's
Vandy,
valid.
if you lose to Vandy, if you win, that could be 5-1, or maybe you lose to.
Well, you could still be 4-2 if you lose to Old Dominion.
Or I was going to say we lose to like NC State. That'd be totally something else we would do.
Do
they need to bring
3 to start the season? That's a rough year, buddy.
Speaking of which, can we get a petition started to bring back that announcer with the awful voice cracks from the first time Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech?
Oh God, I remember that voice. I remember his voice. So then we get Wake, and we're at. Oh no, then we get Louisville at home, at Florida State, Miami, and then at Virginia. So, like, it's really not the most difficult of schedules. Like, we're avoiding, other than Miami, we're avoiding Clemson, we're avoiding SMU. We don't play Notre Dame again. You know, probably the hardest actual true road game is maybe Georgia Tech or at Florida State.
Yeah.
Is that well? I mean, if you want to count the South Carolina game as a road game because it's a neutral site in Atlanta, but you know what I mean. Like,
okay, so
I think it's just there's too like I said, there's just too many questions. The new OC, new DC. I think if they can get 8 wins, that's good. But I'm not gonna
I feel like that's their ceiling.
That's maybe their ceiling, and I'm not gonna hold my breath that's gonna happen. Ryan and I were talking about this before you came on, Josh, before we started, that because it's a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, if they go like 6-6, does Pry get another year just because he brought in 2 new coordinators?
No.
Yeah, maybe, but because the fan base obviously would want him gone if he goes.
So it depends. It depends. What games does he lose? If he loses to Old Dominion, yeah, and you go 6-6, you're out. If you
lose, but I feel like the other thing is like if you lose to Vandy, that's also
Vandy's
Vandy's good, but at the same time, like that's like you would hope you would be a better team than what Vandy was or has.
Alabama wasn't a better team than Vandy.
I know, but like still like the historic significance of it. You know what I mean? 6-6, maybe.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I feel like losing to Old Dominion is worse than losing to Vanderbilt.
No, I agree. I know that's way worse
by far.
But like
what I'm seeing here is like you got to look at whole body of work. Does he get better throughout the season? If you know at the beginning of like let's say the first 5 games he gives up an average of like 21, 24 points a game. That's awful. But say
Fry's not the DC. He's the head coach. But
I'm sorry. So,
but he has a new DC. He has a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
The new offensive coordinator is
so
Philip
Montgomery. There's a lot of new in there, and I think
a lot of new players too.
Gives me a little bit of pause to say that 8-4 is what they're going to do. I think 7-5 or 6-6 is much more likely.
That's where I'm at too.
So yeah, I mean, so
yes, you Connor, 7-5, 8-4 is that good for you?
I mean, I think the way I see it, if as long as we're not, because we've had this happen the past like 2 years, if we're not 5-6 heading into that Virginia game, at least having to win that game to then go to the bowl game, if we're 7-4 or even 6-5, and we can win that game and get to 7-5, I think that's a better. I feel like. Sure, the fan base might not be happy. I'd be okay with it. I don't think as long as we are not at 5 wins or less heading into that Virginia game to end the season. Mm-hmm. If we're at 6 wins or better and we win that game, which I feel like obviously we would want to, and many people would pick us to win that game anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then I think that's at least a step in the right direction. The expectations last year were just crazy high because they were just returning so many starters. They returned like 20 of 22 starters, which I think was the highest in the entire country last year in the FBS level for Virginia Tech. And so people were like, oh, the schedule was really easy is what people thought. And then they, lose to Vandy for week 1, obviously. And obviously Vandy was better than we thought. But at the time, it was like the sky was falling kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So where do we want to put Virginia Tech on here?
I think they're in that. I think they're
right behind Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I think they're in that, right
I
behind
feel like
Georgia
they're
Tech.
right there. I feel like it's a comfortable spot for them.
Yeah,
I put them above North Carolina and Cal.
I think they're just like somewhere in
Right
this
there.
area, either here or here. Now, obviously, Notre Dame is here, so the rankings are going to look weird. We might just have to. I feel like almost what we'll have to do is put.
Well, Notre Dame we won't mess with Notre Dame because it's not going to be.
Yeah,
on the
that's
ACC
fine.
draft.
All right.
What we'll do is we'll put 17.
We'll give them a schedule prediction, but it's not going to be like.
Yeah. So it'll be 1 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 9, and then 16, 17. Those are the bottom two. So it's really just Wake. We'll put everywhere Wake.
Well, Wake is going to be. We know where Wake's going to be.
So then here, let me go to Wake.
Yeah, let's
by the
run
way,
through this. Let's get this
Wake
wrapped up.
Wake has the easiest schedule in FBS this year, and
Is
Power
that-
4.
Is that just?
Power
Is it
4.
because of, like the lack of?
I mean,
Based off of the ESPN FPI, they have the worst strength of schedule.
Oh, they play Delaware.
Yeah, the Blue
Yeah.
Hens. Yeah.
so they get their hardest game is SMU, and they have no other ranked teams on their schedule right now. Now, I still don't think they're going to be good because last year they were what were they?
Terrible.
Wake was 2-6 and 4-8 overall. So
Is that the Battle of the Owls? That first game?
No, they're not the Owls.
no,
I'm sorry.
They're the
the
Demon
Deacons.
Deacons.
Sorry,
Demon
Demon
Deacons.
Deacons.
Demon Deacons.
So, 4 wins again, maybe. I just don't.
So I think they beat Kennesaw State in Western Carolina, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say, Delaware is not like they're one of the better FCS programs over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So that's not even like a gimme game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think once you get down to November, that's going to be a tough time for them to pick up wins.
yeah, at Florida. Well, then you get at Florida State, which
At
is tough.
Virginia.
At Virginia
North
could be tough.
Carolina.
You get North Carolina, you get Delaware, and then you get at Duke. Maybe you get one win there against Virginia, maybe Delaware, but like
I'm thinking 3-9.
3-9.
with their only wins being what? Kennesaw State, West Virginia, or Western Carolina,
and Delaware.
And you think okay? So you think they're going to be worse than Virginia?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I could say 4-8. I'm comfortable with saying 4-8. I feel like they'll find a win somewhere, right? They may not be better than Virginia, but they might beat them.
So would you put it like this then? Put them like that?
Yeah.
Or flip Wake in Virginia like that.
I think either or is fine. We're
One's fine right there.
splitting hairs.
Okay.
There.
I kind of want to be. I want to be nice to Virginia because we had them finish last year, and
They were a little bit better. They were better than we thought. They went 5-7.
They were better. Yeah. So I mean, we'll be nice to them this year. All right, Notre Dame schedule prediction, and then we can get out of here.
All right, let's get it.
It's crazy how Notre Dame and now the only other.
And I actually hold on. I actually have a thing I can pull up for this specifically.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You made a graphic.
I did. One second.
As soon as he finds it, I do have to go soon, guys. We got 5 minutes, or probably I can do 10. We can do 10 minutes.
We'll finish that soon enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There we go. So there's the first half of it, and I can switch between the two. So
All right.
I'll let you guys go ahead and give me your thoughts first.
Sorry.
Win. Dude, if that at Arkansas game is at night, that's going to be.
It's a noonies or noon kick.
It's a noon kick. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Boise.
Vietnam. Watch out. Vietnam.
At NC State. I mean, theoretically,
how good is Boise State going to be without Jonty? You know,
not good.
Not very.
Obviously,
we got 6-0 through here.
if Miami can get their shit together and get their act together, and especially with it being week 1, anything can happen.
And
Maybe.
we're starting a freshman quarterback who's never played a down of college football.
Exactly. That can be a benefit to Miami, especially even if that is the one game
Texas
where
A&M game in play.
I mean, yeah, Texas A&M, on the road, at home,
and it's a night game at home. By the way, we got
4-2.
night game.
Maybe that could be a loss, but
4-2.
I would think of the two, the more likely. Is it crazy that maybe the more likely of the two would be maybe Texas A&M actually getting the win over Miami, or is that or do you think that's too crazy?
So I think. Go ahead.
I think you can shuffle those, honestly.
Either or. Fair enough. Yeah.
Week 1's going to be a shock for that quarterback.
Is that really CJ Carr?
CJ Carr, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, he's good.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about him. I just think he's going to make some mistakes, and you just need to make sure that you're keeping teams at arm's length. That way, that mistake doesn't cost you the game. But honestly, I'm comfortable with saying 6-0 or 5-1 through here.
Okay, Connor.
I think Notre Dame's defense.
I think I'm the same way. 6-0, maybe 5-1. Football
nightmare scenarios 3-3.
Which I mean,
nightmare scenarios 3-3.
What right, losing that Arkansas game? Yeah, losing like that Arkansas game. Versus USC at BC versus Navy. I mean, like we've said, Pitt has some weird ass voodoo that happens at Pittsburgh for college football.
Notre Dame has never lost at Heinz Field, by the way. Just an FYI.
Fair enough. But like I said, some weird ass voodoo. I guarantee you that game you're going to be sweating your ass off, though.
Oh, probably.
Guaranteed. You probably will be, guaranteed. So I think this is obviously the easier half of the schedule. Probably 6-0.
I'd say 6-0. Possible 11-1, with that one not really meaning that much because it's a freshman quarterback, jittery kind of stuff. Yeah. Probable playoff berth again.
The only way that Notre Dame doesn't ever get like a playoff berth now is if they have more than 2 losses, which I'm not sure that's ever going to really happen unless they really schedule a lot. Unless
2029,
they're going to be scheduling tougher teams.
Yeah. 2029, we play Alabama, Clemson, Florida State, and Texas all in the same year. So
there you go. So I mean,
this is probably the easiest schedule Notre Dame's going to have for a while.
Well, when you're dropping USC, this is going to be the last Notre Dame USC game. So I think that game can potentially, because it's a rivalry game and it's going to be the last one for a while.
I just don't trust Lincoln Riley defensively.
Yes. Well, and also if it was at USC, I'd be more worried about it. But since it's at home. Yeah. And also, one game I want to point out, the Syracuse game.
At Stanford.
Well, that too. But Syracuse, Stephen Jelly, who got beat out by CJ Carr, coming back to play against his old team on senior day. Evidently, Notre Dame's going to do like a tribute thing for him because he was in the program for 3+ years, helped us win the Orange Bowl with that drive. So to me, that storyline, like Stephen Jelly, we've seen, former quarterbacks go up against their old team and light them up. So it'd be interesting, but I'm in the same boat with you guys. I think 11-1 is most likely.
You got to give them 1 at least.
Yeah, I don't think 12-0. You can't say 12-0 when you lose to NIU. So
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Ryan, I've downloaded the ACC predictions. So
okay. I'll you want to pull it up real quick? You want to pull it up real quick so we can kind of go over it and then
one more
time.
I think we'll just go over it and see that I agree with, this I don't agree with.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
So just real quick.
So this is just one more. So right now, we have Clemson. Obviously, we'll get to that, but I think we're at least in an agreement, consensus, predicted ACC champion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Clemson, SMU, Louisville, and I guess are possibly
between those two. Who do we like more?
I like SMU more
to play for the ACC championship.
I like SMU more.
I think Louisville has a better schedule to get there.
Mm.
That's
So I guess
my
I'll be the
argument.
I'll be the tiebreaker here. I'm gonna go Louisville.
Okay.
I would swap SMU and Louisville, Connor.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, well, I already downloaded the.
Oh, that's fine. I could see.
Oh, you're good.
I can-
Yeah, we're just hashing it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
I already downloaded the other version, but if need be, I can just download this again.
Yeah, Miami, Florida State, and Syracuse.
I feel like there's an argument because I think Josh, did you have Florida State beating Miami?
I'm not sure I had them beating Miami, but
I think we had them having a better
going to be
record.
at Florida State.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's
it's
possible.
fine.
It's just, we just don't know what Norvell is going to be doing with this team this year.
Yeah. Do we like Florida State over Syracuse?
I like Florida State over Syracuse.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything else.
Last season was a fluke, and we're gonna find something here this season.
Everything else, like the other, I don't really have an issue with as long as you guys don't. I think everything else is pretty fine right now.
I like it. What was our thing? I like VT up there. I feel like Duke. Might be a little high.
Do you want to move Duke? Do you want to move Duke down to like here or
there? Yeah, to there.
There.
Yeah,
And then I would swap Pitt with Cal and North Carolina just because I think they're going to be a better team.
So put Pitt there.
And they're
yeah, and North Carolina is only there because new coaches, new team. We don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Just going to make that apparent because we're going to have North Carolina fans really mad at us.
Yeah, you already know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, we had NC State fans pissed at us last year because we didn't have them ranked in the top 5. Remember? We had
I forgot about that.
We had NC State fans. We had them ranked like 5th or something, and then
they told us they were going
number 1, number 2, and then
the NC State. Oh yeah, hey, isn't that the year we got their record right?
Yes, it is.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is one of our favorite hobbies, and we put a lot of time and effort into looking stuff up and research.
But yeah, download that, and I can get that graphic made and posted. But yeah, that's our ACC conference breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
I'm glad I made it in, and I wasn't too late.
Yeah.
So next
Big
week,
12.
Big 12.
The 12.
That one's gonna be interesting because that conference is a shit show. I don't know who's gonna win that conference and who's gonna.
Oh, but it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Good.
BYU.
But by the way, we just know that the Big 12 we're not gonna get right. We're not gonna get it right at all.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
Hey, anyone who does get it right needs to buy a lottery ticket.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, Connor.
That has been it. We'll hopefully, Josh, you'll be there this time. Actually, to when we start off, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll be back next Friday for our Big 12 preview. So for Josh, for Ryan, I'm Connor. This has been the Week Show Podcast. We will see you guys